Welcome to It Takes Two. This game was developed by Hazelight Studios and it was published by EA. Yes, Electronic Arts published this game. This game, I'm actually going to rate it straight away, and I give it a solid 10 out of 10. On average, this game is stated to take around 14 to 15 hours just for literally an average playthrough. If you're rushing through the story, if your skill level's fairly high, you might be able to do that in a much shorter time. I've heard some people saying it takes around 10 hours. At the time of recording this, we were just under 3 hours into the game, but we have now played 8.5 hours and absolutely nothing from this commentary has changed. It is so much fun to load this game up and get into it. Literally, within the first 15 minutes of me playing this game, I was thoroughly enjoying myself. The game can be played either locally, so couch co-op, or online co-op. Also, if you buy the game, you are allowed to use a friend pass. You can have one of your friends download the game, install it to their console, and you can invite them in using a friend pass. So only one of you has to actually buy the game, which is another thing I am incredibly shocked to see in the game, because it's published by Electronic Arts. Usually they are full of microtransactions, their games are full of bugs, but this one is completely different. I know they did Star Wars Squadrons, but I don't really rate that game at all. If I remember back to my review for that, I gave it a 4 out of 10. The story was incredibly bland. There was a lot of mechanics that should have possibly been in the game that were missing. The multiplayer was dreadful. But on this game, you jump in. The story is about a couple that get cursed and they get turned into these very small, like one of them's like a clay model and the other one's like a wooden doll. But they are a married couple and they're going through a very tough time. They're possibly going to be getting divorced and stuff. And this game, like there's a book of love, the most annoying character in the whole of the game. But he basically winds you up and trolls you, and he gets you at the same time to work together. He just won't stop banging on about everything being revolved around collaboration. So I think ultimately this whole story is based on trying to fix a failing marriage. You have to work together to kind of build the bond in the relationship again. But you don't really pay too much attention to that factor of the game. I'm sitting there playing with my best friend Pete, not my partner. So it's weird having the story based on a relationship, although if you ignore that and you jump into the gameplay is fantastic. You have all these different puzzles. At the very start of the game, you have to run around and you have to chase these fuses because they're like alive, and you have to put them back into the fuse box, and then you both have to jump onto this lever to turn the power on. Then you have to, you get a lot of vacuum hoses, and you have to, basically short circuit it to switch basically the suck in and the push out for the air. There's a lot of different stuff you have to do, but there is also some mini games in there. The mini games are a lot of fun. You've got whack-a-mole. There's a thing where one of you's shooting nails, the other one's got a hammer, and you've got to run around and basically flip all these lights. Then there's a shooting range where you have targets that will come toward you, and you have to shoot them to turn them around and push them to the other person. And basically, if they get to the end, that's a point for the other player. And then you have tug of war and stuff, and they are so much fun to do. I got completely lost in this world. And then you get even more crazy stuff further into the game. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I do want to briefly describe what happens in some of the parts. So for an example, there will be a part of the game where you're flying a plane and the wings are made up of love heart boxes. And it's just a crazy sort of fun game that attention's been put into. Pete had a crash, but apart from that one crash, we've had no problems. There's not been bugs galore like there are in a lot of games nowadays. There's no microtransactions. As I said, you've got the friend pass. You literally, if one of you disconnects, it'll take the other one to the main menu, invite them back in. You can continue where you left off. You can select a part of the story. You can directly go into the mini games without having to go through again, once you've discovered them. And I'm just having an absolute blast. I really feel that this needs to be a foundation for where games need to go, where the industry needs to, the direction they need to go, the path they need to take sort of thing, because this game is so good, so good. You'll have people telling you the story's bad or whatever. I saw an article from Eurogamer, they said it's fun co-op ruined by an irritating story, but you don't necessarily pay too much attention to the story. You pick up that you're trying to get back to your daughter sort of thing, and the couple will have arguments and stuff. So the story is there to give you reminders of what it is, but it's just fun. And the bosses in the game are crazy. Your first boss, you're fighting a vacuum cleaner. You get different weapons in the game. For an example, when you're a little bit into the story, you're in this tree and you're fighting a family of wasps. One of you will have a sap gun, so you shoot things, the sap sticks to surfaces. Then the other player, with this fire sniper sort of gun thing, shoots the sap and it all explodes. Big explosions. Apparently there's I'm going to say 8 to 15 hours worth of gameplay. But in a level previous to the tree one of you will get a hammer to smack things and the other one will get nails. And you can basically fire the nails into pieces of wood. Then the player with the hammer can use them nails to basically use the claw hammer to swing on the nails and get across. You have to work as a team on this game. There's no single player to it. It's simply just co-op. But it's couch co-op or online co-op. And you can also just mess around and have a laugh with your friends. Because when we had the hammer and nails, Pete kept shooting me with the nails and I had to keep spamming Y to get back up. And then I was smacking Pete over the head with the hammer, so he would have to spam Y to get back up. But it's all about teamwork. It's exciting, it's fun, it gets you hooked. It's proper immersive. It's a very good game. I'm so glad I was able to pick it up. A thank you to Sergeant Greybeard for hooking me up with an Xbox gift card that I was able to pre-order the game with. So make sure you check his channel out in the description below. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. I want to know your thoughts and stuff in the comments because I know a lot of people, for an example, one of the members on the channel, Colin, he had this sort of thing that he set out for himself to not buy an EA game. And after all the years he stuck to that, this game is that changer. This game is nothing but a positive for the gaming community. It's a lot of fun. So let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.